2022, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. In a stirring speech to the U.S. Congress, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy pleaded for a no-fly zone, or at least fighter jets, to help his country beat back Russia's devastating war. Joseph Clark, Kerry Pickett, Jeff Murdoch, and Mike Glenn report Zelenskyy appeared via video to members of the House and Senate for the purpose of swaying Congress and increasing pressure on President Biden to do more to help Ukraine. Biden signed off on more than $1 billion in U.S. military aid to Ukraine, but has resisted backing a no-fly zone or a deal to transfer Polish fighter jets there. He fears such a move would escalate the conflict. Perhaps reflecting the pressure to present a tougher front, Biden for the first time explicitly called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal, making the remark to a reporter as he left a White House event. The remark came on a day when Russian forces fatally shot 10 civilians standing in line for bread in Chernihiv, and Russian artillery bombed a theater where Ukrainian civilians were reportedly sheltering in Mariupol. Those efforts to terrorize the Ukrainian people have increased in part because of the inability of Russian tanks to advance like they thought they would. Ben Wolfgang reports the ground combat vehicles have been reduced to rubble by anti-tank weapons, drones, and other countermeasures. Viral social media videos in recent days have shown Ukrainian farmers towing abandoned Russian tanks with their tractors. Combat analysts say the tank will always have a role in major military operations. Still, they acknowledge this war is proving that a tank's role on the battlefield has changed, and that some military staffs have yet to adapt. A reminder that you can find all these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. If you don't have access to the Times yet, you can visit WashingtonTimes.com/George for a special subscription offer. The Federal Reserve has raised a key interest rate by a quarter point and signaled that 6 more hikes are coming this year in an effort to slow record-high inflation. Dave Boyer reports the central bank raised its benchmark overnight interest rate in response to prices that are rising at their fastest rates in 40 years. It's the first rate hike since 2018. Fed officials project inflation to be significantly higher this year than previously forecast at 4.3% and fall to 2.3% in 2024. The projection for economic growth was lowered from 4% to 2.8%. Even amidst those projections, Fed President Jay Powell said the likelihood of a recession in the next 12 months is not particularly elevated and that the U.S. economy remains strong. And finally, Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Deportation Division deported 63% fewer criminals and issued 46% fewer detainer requests to other law enforcement agencies last year. That's according to data that ICE officials have tallied, but yet to release to the public, our Stephen Dinan reports. The data could undercut the Biden administration in several court cases, where it's arguing that immigration enforcement priorities are focused less on numbers and more on quality arrests in the most serious cases. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or the Washington Times app, and find us on any major podcast platform. Just search Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.